Welcome to Soccer Gaming and welcome to this episode of getting engineering to the maxed out level of 200, and we're going to do this with the math built in so I can show you guys exactly how to get there with math. I am also going to talk about what you will need in order to craft these things and show you several places you can go to find these materials, as well as where you're going to go to craft these things. Also want to remind you, if you like this episode, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also feel free to hit that red subscribe button because we'll have plenty of New World content coming out very soon. So without further ado, let's get this one started. So the first thing is I want to go over the engineering and what exactly it is in New World. Engineering can be used to craft muskets, bows, bullets, arrows. This is where you're going to get the tools. So the mining picks, harvesting sickles, logging axes, skinning knives, fishing poles, all of that stuff is in there as well. So if you're looking to build your engineering skill to be able to craft those types of objects, then this will be the fastest way of doing so and getting up to level 200 the quickest way. Just an important note that when we're going through this, the tier of workshop you will be using is going to allow you to use certain tiers of items. So workshop tier 2 will be able to do like 1 through 49. Workshop tier 3 will be like 50 through 99. Workshop 4 will be 100 through 149. And then workshop tier 5 will be 150 plus on the recipes. So if you're going through using certain recipes, you need to look and make sure that the workshop can handle them before going there and crafting them. If not, go around, check different towns, see what other different towns have the correct tier of workshop you need to create these items. To level this engineering up, there's basically two ways you can do it. You can either go out and get your resources that you need, or you can go to the trade stations, go to the market, and buy them off of there. However, if you go out and do it yourself, you will save a ton of gold and a ton of money in the end. So there's two ways of doing it. Either way will work. Whatever you want to do, however you want to do it, it will end up working out. Levels 1 through 50, you're going to need tier 2 craft, which means you're going to need a tier 2 workshop to be able to make these items, and you're going to need about 11,125 experience to reach level 50. And the tier 2 crafting for engineering is in the formula of the number of materials times 12 experience equals the experience output. So once you put in all these materials, multiply that by 12 experience for doing these, and you're going to end up with the experience output in the end. So basically we're going to take gunpowder, and it requires 8 items to craft it. So 5 charcoal, 2 flint, and 1 saltpeter. And then when we multiply that with the tier experience value of 12, it'll provide us with a total of 96 experience to craft it. So what my suggestion is for leveling up to this level of 50, you're going to need 116 gunpowder for a total of 11,136 experience. Since this is crafting 5 times per craft, you should end up with about 580 gunpowder when doing this. The gunpowder takes 5 charcoal, 2 flint, and 1 saltpeter to craft. And so in total, it's going to cost you 116 saltpeter, 232 flint, and 580 charcoal. And to break the charcoal down, if you need to go get the greenwood, it's going to cost you about 1,160 greenwood to make the charcoal. I'm not going to go over where to find these things because they're pretty easy. I will put up a few images of some saltpeter that you can find in different places. The greenwood and flint are pretty easy to find. So the next is going to be the section of levels 51 through 100, and this is going to involve a tier 3 crafting. So again, you will need a tier 3 workshop. So in these levels, you're going to need a total of 97,375 experience to reach level 100, which is 86,000 experience more than you had before. So crafting these are going to be as follows with the tier 3 crafting. In the formula, it's going to be the number of materials times 30 experience equals the experience output. So my suggestion for leveling this up is we are going to fishing poles, and we're going to kind of follow that the whole way through. But this is where it's going to start getting kind of expensive in the long run. So this is something that if you want to build this up, just know, hey, if I want engineering up when I have all this stuff, go to a workshop and build this. But if you want to just go out, grab it or buy it, it's going to start getting kind of expensive now. But what we're going to do is we're going to craft 160 aged wood fishing poles for a total of 86,400 experience. And that's going to be 13 times the tier 3 refined wood, 3 times the leather, and 2 times cloth. So basically you're going to need 2 cloth, 3 leathers, and 13 refined wood to be able to make these poles. Now the total required materials is about 2,000 lumber, 480 coarse leather, and 320 linen. And to break that down even further, you need about 16,640 green wood, 8,320 aged wood, 2,080 sandpaper, which again, this is where it's gonna get kind of expensive because sandpaper just isn't abundant everywhere. You really have to go out and find it or pay a pretty penny on the market to buy it. Then the rawhide is going to be about 2,000 rawhide and about 1,200 fiber to turn into linen. And I'm telling you all of this, and you do realize that you get about 15% back when you salvage everything. So if you salvage stuff, you're going to get about 15% back of the lumber. And so you're going to need about 312 less lumber than before to use it. However, you're still going to need it. You're still going to need to use it. So my thing would be is if you do it, salvage everything, make more, salvage everything, make more until you run out of materials, then go out and get additional materials. So again, since it's lumber, coarse leather, and linen, I'm going to show you a few spots of getting some easy linen. That's going to be the fiber. The rawhide you're going to find from just killing animals. The sandpaper, I mean, it's hard to tell you where the sandpaper is because they're picked up in drops and everything. So my thing is just go out, run around, try to pick up some of the drops. And then the lumber is spread out everywhere. And the reason we wanted to go this way is mathematically it might not be the fastest. However, it will take you the shortest amount of time to gather these things because lumber is easy to get from just cutting down trees and refining it. The sandpaper is going to be kind of difficult, but you can definitely loot them from containers and get enough sandpaper to knock this out. And then the rawhide, again, is just from animals throughout the map. So just killing them and skinning them for rawhide, and you will get enough coarse leather. So we're ready for levels 100 to 150, and we're going up to the tier 4 crafting. This is going to be a big jump from tier 3 and what you're going to need. So in total, you're going to need about 514,000 experience to reach a level 150, and that's 416,789 experience built on once you hit level 100. So this is a big chunk of experience you're going to need. And the tier 4 crafting for engineering is going to be the formula of the number of materials times 75 experience equals your experience output. And in this one, we're going to do the same exact thing, except tier 3 crafting was the aged wood fishing pole. This time we are doing the wirewood fishing pole, which requires 14 times the tier 4 refined wood. So the wirewood planks, 3 times leather, 2 times cloth, so those things are kind of the same. The 3 leather is different than coarse leather. So to do this, you're going to need about 293 wirewood fishing poles for a total of 417,525 experience. So broken down, it's going to be about 4,100 wirewood planks, 879 coarse leather, 586 linen. Breaking all that down, you're going to need about 65,600 green wood, 32,800 aged wood, 24,600 wirewood, 12,300 sandpaper, 3,500 rawhide, and about 2,300 fiber picked. And I will throw up some easy places you can get some wirewood. Again, the green wood, the aged wood you find just running around the map. Sandpaper, again, this is where it could get expensive, is finding 12,000 sandpaper is going to be a little difficult. So this is where you might have to go online in the store and buy some sandpaper from some people in the marketplace. Rawhide, again, just go out, farm it, need it. Fiber, again, you can honestly find this type of fiber in a couple of runs in a couple of good places, which I will put on the screen. And again, this doesn't count if you salvage everything. So salvage them, you're getting about 15% less back in the wirewood plank. So it's going to be about 615 less that you will need to make in order to do it. So make sure you're going through doing a whole thing, then salvage everything, put that wood back in, do it another thing, salvage it, keep doing that until you run out of resources and need to go get more. So the last leveling is going to be from level 150 to level 200, and you're going to need a total of 1,881,425 experience to reach level 200, which is 1.3 million more experience from hitting level 50 to level 200. So in order to do that, we're going to do the tier 5 crafting for engineering, and the formula for this one's going to be the number of materials times 155 experience, and that's going to equal our experience output. This is going to be very similar to the tier 3, tier 4 crafting, as we're going to be crafting fishing poles, but this time it's going to be ironwood fishing poles, and at this time we run into the problem again of logging. So if your logging isn't high enough, you're not going to be able to get ironwood planks or ironwood in general. And in the tier 5, it's going to be 15 times the tier 5 refined wood, 3 times the leather, and 2 cloth per craft. So the 3 leather, the 2 cloth are the same pretty much throughout. However, keep adding in additional 1 on the wood needed. So we're going to need to craft 441 ironwood fishing poles for a total of 1.3 million experience. And again, to break this down, ironwood planks are going to be 6,615, coarse leather 1,300, linen 882. Break that down even farther, you're looking at about 211,000 greenwood, 106,000 agewood, 79,000 wirewood, 53,000 ironwood, 33,000 sandpaper. Again, this is a problem where you either need to buy it off of the marketplace or hope that someone's trading you or something, because 33,000 sandpaper is a ton. Then we're going to look at the rawhide, 5,292. Then we're going to look at the fiber for the linen at 3,528. Again, you're going to save a little bit of resources if you salvage everything. So build as many as you can, salvage them, build as many as you can, salvage them until you run out of materials needed to be able to do that. And then at that point, go out and get additional resources. So there's a couple of good places to get ironwood, and ironwood's a little more difficult because it's just not abundant all over the map. Wirewood isn't abundant over the map. However, there are a few good places you could do it, or you can even do some of the elemental dogs and stuff. You'll get some from that. However, Failure Hold is a easy place to go and grab these, and I'll kind of throw up the image here and show you where you're supposed to go through here and get. There's a ton of ironwood places there. Once you get to the end, you're just going to go back to Valor Hold and do your thing, and then come back out and knock them out again. If somebody has taken that location, Reekwater has a decent location as well up on the screen. It's a little further and you get a little less. However, it is a place to go if other people are farming the ironwood trees. And at this point, we have reached level 200. There are other things that you can do. You can get some different buffs to help you get lumber faster. There's a bunch of different buffs you can get for this. However, this is just kind of the bare bones. Like if you just picked a game up, got into it, this is what you're going to do to get to that level 200. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, feel free to hit that red subscribe button and comment down below and let me know if there's some other ways that you did it that you felt like was quick and easy. Comment that down below. Till next time, Slacker out.